For many people, our dogs are our fur babies, and we just love giving them a lot of TLC. Often they're also seen as good practice for when a human baby arrives. So how do you make a smooth transition from four-legged children to having a human sibling join the pack? It's important to think of them as siblings so that your dog is not being displaced or demoted. You want them to be best friends down the track. When you first bring your baby home, things can be quite stressful, and it does take some getting used to. So if your dogs are happy staying at a friend or family member's place, it can help you and the baby settle in. It's also a good time to put on a dog-appeasing pheromone collar to help keep the dogs calm during the transition. Mia and Monty had a sleepover for a week at my parents' house, so when they arrived back home, it was a calmer environment and less of a change for them. It's important to give them a piece of the baby's clothing straight after the birth, which will give them plenty of time to get used to the smell. Playing a CD with sounds of a baby crying while you're pregnant can also help desensitise your dogs. Monty and Mia can even interpret Luca's cries accurately. When he's really upset, both of them come running to make sure he's okay, diligently licking his toes and bringing him toys to try and cheer him up. When it comes to the first physical introduction, my recommendation would be for the baby to be in another room with a partner or friend, so mum can greet the dogs properly, as they'll be really eager when she comes home. Then once they've calmed down, bring Bubs into the room, all the while talking to the dogs reassuringly and in a happy tone. You could even give your dogs a treat at that time. You want to make sure that there's a positive association between them and the baby. When the baby is getting lots and lots of attention, it's important to praise the dogs. The more they're rewarded, the more positive they'll feel about the new situation. Upon introducing them, gauge your dog's reaction first. Let them smell the foot, and then gradually, on their own terms, they can work their way up to smelling the rest of the baby. However, if you're unsure about how your dog will react, it's worth having a qualified behaviourist work with you before the introduction. Remember, babies and dogs should never ever be left unattended. Dogs can accidentally walk on, knock, or even scratch a baby without any intention of hurting them. Also, babies can't read dog body language and can be quite rough and annoying. Even the most placid fur kid may have warned your baby many times with a snarl or a turn back, and if they can't escape and the prodding continues, your dog may have no other choice but to nip the baby. Involving your dog in their routine, especially night feeds, can be a saviour, as it makes you and them feel less isolated. Most dogs love to help and take part in these duties, and it gives them a purpose. It's also very important that your dog has a safe place that they can go to. This may be your bed, their crate, or anywhere that isn't accessible to the baby. From my experience, I've found Monty and Mia's guarding behaviour increased when I was pregnant and got more intense when Luca arrived. So it's important to keep up with some training. Importantly, make sure their vaccination and health checks are up to date before Bubs arrives, and that worming and flea treatments are maintained. This is both an exciting and challenging time for the whole family. But if handled correctly and with love, then everyone should embrace the new situation just fine. For more useful tips on general health, well-being, pet care, and preparing for a new baby, visit hif.com.au.